Should I be turning something on? Uh, we- are we for question and answer? Was that
Ah, I'm
wanted
back.
to explore or
Yes,
come as?
LARAAJI, thank you
Hello.
so much. So I've been in a chunky trance listening.
Mhm.
And I want to ask you, is there a place where people can find your music and recordings? Anything else that they can find so they can follow your other media, should I say?
Allow me to. I'm pretty. That's just so that you have a sharp memory of the actual website. Ow! Whoa! So now the website. Oh yes. So it's LARAAJI, LARAAJI dot blogspot, one word, dot com. LARAAJI at blogspot. No, LARAAJI dot blogspot dot com. LARAAJI dot blogspot dot com. And there you can follow up as thou art guided in this luminous new edge of existence. See you now.
Thank you. And I do want to ask you a question. Is uh, is there a message that you're channeling, or are the puppets channeling, or is it all of you together?
It's this much of this at this time for this reason. And technical information for those who are studying to become more of what you are. It's spontaneous. Spontaneity is the doorway to the sacred realms of the unknown world, to that which has not been explored. Spontaneity, the art of allowing spontaneity to erupt. Whoa. And over time, one finds their own inner conduit. Myself, I like working with tape recorders. Of years of just spontaneously channeling streams of thought, streams of non-thought inspirations, and then discovering puppetry, my own form, and that puppetry should be an extension of mudra. In other words, sculpting, I called new edge territory, that we're actually transitioning in through to beyond third, fourth, and becoming inhabitants here, this way, as this crystalline body consciousness integrates. And so it is a whole field erupting inside of touching, acknowledging our shared evolution. It's an invisible transparency vibrates in the midst, and it is speaking to itself, vibrating itself, reminding itself of what it is knowing.
Have your recent sharings and musical offerings, performances involved the sharings with the puppets over the last few years?
In the yoga meditation community, yes, where the people in present there are either there for extended stay or short stay, but they are investing time in inwardly mobile lifestyling. And they are familiar with being deeply relaxed, yogic, the perks of exploring yoga and meditation. Actually is a preparation for the level at which I feel I'm bringing forth this channeling experience. So it's not in a saloon in Dublin, Ireland. I don't know. I would probably alter a bit. No, I think it coming through here, Afro roots, and I am sensing that at this particular time, you call it the lockdown or the isolation period, that it's okay for this vibration to be explored. I believe the way out, whatever's really way out, is really the way.
Right.
And the way in is the way as. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to offer and to touch base with the Afro-Rootarian intention. Afro-Rootarian.
I love it. Well, I'll always remember a joke you gave a couple years ago in which you said, and yes, everybody has Afro roots except for, and you named a very imaginary name. Except for this one individual. Yeah, that was perfect. I remember that. I can always remember the name you said.
How long has Afro Roots been sailing on the mighty highways of life?
Well, this is 8 years now.
Octos.
8 years. And you, this is the 8th year. We're in the 8th year. We started in 2013. And you were one of our opening artists. You know, we opened and we only did about maybe 2 performances before you opened Afro Roots.
Really?
Yeah. So you're one of the artists that christened the series. Yeah. Back at the Yippie Cafe.
Yippie Cafe, yippie. Yeah.
So during this, as they say, shutdown or lockdown or whatever, are you primarily sharing through the internet yourself, or how are you connecting with your audiences, with your
Zoom, Instagram, sending out wave files of music to radio stations and doing interviews with radio stations or writers, and getting up to I live on the 5th floor, so I can go up to the roof. And another way I get in touch is just open up and scream. Yeah. You ever scream in New York? Just go somewhere, open and scream. Just scream.
It's
Some New Yorkers are brave. They don't wait till they're alone.
right, right.
I admire that.
Amazing. Well, LARAAJI, I can remember probably my earliest memory of you is walking through Washington Square Park when I used to visit New York when I was, I think it's my last year in college, walking through Washington Square Park and looking in the bushes and seeing somebody in the bushes playing a zither. And that memory has stayed with me. And that was you. I didn't know who that person was in the bushes in Washington Square Park, sitting cross-legged with a zither, but that was you.
Yes, were there circular benches around me in a cobblestone patio?
I can't remember those details. I just remember somebody in the bushes playing a zither.
Yeah, that's quite a stimulating image. But I was playing the zither at some point.
Right, right. In the bushes in Washington Square Park. Yeah,
But
the amazing thing is you were just there doing it as if it was, as if you were maybe like part of the bush.
I might have been in the head of an installation, creative installation, creative sound installation.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but I remember that. It was many moons ago.
Yes.
Washington Square Park had so much going on in it, but one of the things that was going on in it was LARAAJI.
Yes, it was a magical time. It was a time to grow too. I'm always growing. And there, you get these little people's opinions come to you when you're very vulnerable after performing, and what they're saying to you, you take it in.
Right.
And one evening I'd finished playing what I thought felt like a very good offering of music. And off in the far corner, there was an assembly of East European musicians who played mandolin and things like that. They had their own little enclave. One night, this mandolin player came over to me. He was about 10 years my senior, and he's saying to me, I listened to you play, go blinky, 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 blinky. I don't hear any melody. So I immediately started to respond, oh, maybe I should put melody in here. Wow. And then it helped me to understand there is called a celestial melody, which is a vertical melody that unfolds in the midst of the sound. But little times, things like that help me to say, wow, how do I feel about that? Do I need to pursue melody? But I do like melody. But it's just a thought that there's one person I didn't please. And those were good years. They are good years, NYU. Yeah. And the feeling of doing what you really honestly want to be doing with your life force at that time in eternity, actually doing it and sitting in, letting it happen for an hour or two. It's so gratifying, so rich, so liberating. It's beyond liberation. It's there beyond liberation. And the music is being shared, and those who enjoy it express the joy of it. And I got bubble. This is, what more evidence do I need of heaven?
Yeah, yeah, true.
There's only one incident ever happened there, and I was doing this channeling of sound, and it becomes an atmospherical support, so you can tune into it, daydream in it. And at one evening, this young man in a very black oriented attire, leather, black chains, and he had a backpack and a guitar. He was there for a minute or two. I observed him at one time when I stopped playing the zither. Then I went to playing the zither. At the end of the evening, packing up, counting my change, I felt this most interesting creative force slam my body. And it was somebody's backpack. And I looked around and it was this young man who was standing there looking innocent with his guitar. He had just slammed me with his backpack. And I don't know how I could explain it. An edge of compassion came up. And I just stared at him, and he collected his backpack and quietly went his way. It's a mystical experience. At times it has to do with sound therapy and how sound impacts someone. Especially, yeah. He
Wow.
might have been saying, "Man, that's the grooviest music I've ever heard." I have to believe that that's what it was about.
Well, and that takes me to perhaps my final question is, have your puppets ever surprised you in that way?
Yes, continuously. It's spontaneous, the same as an artist in spontaneous recording and performing. I enter valleys, streams, worlds, constellations I never knew how to imagine could exist. And through these puppets, I didn't even call them puppets. Somebody said they're my friends.
Yeah.
Someone called them my little beasties.
Yeah.
Be the best beast you can be, but they're little friends. And they aren't separate, and they aren't they. And I am not me. And we aren't we. But the I pervades. But I tell you, though, guidance, listening to the inner voice, I was guided at one point to getting these puppet friends through a mental image that actually Joe directed me toward a particular shopping mall in Florida where I was visiting. And at the shopping mall, this voice directed me right across the mall shopping lot, a parking lot, right into this toy store, down a couple of bends, turn left again, and look down, and there were these two puppets that I didn't even think twice. I just picked them up and said, "This is what I'm here to do." And I marched to the cash register and purchased them, and had fun at the beginning, but didn't think that I could share this fun with others. Because it's a wonderful way to get into yourself. So I've guided some how to bring your hand puppet to life workshops. So that I suggest one explore if there's a way of unlocking your real estates through hand puppetry, especially in the lockdown and isolation period. There was some puppet shows were pretty meaningful on the air.
Wow.
But I surprised myself because I suspect that we're all schizophrenic. And I think that's the only way we could ever get to a place called heaven. That we have to own the schizophrenic, because it's a schizophrenic shift, psychological, from the electromagnetic carbon-based body life form mentality to the magnetic etheric crystalline body mind. And that's a real gift.
True. Amazing. Well, look, it's been a real pleasure. It's been a cosmic experience, and I think your puppet was correct, that we came here, but we're not leaving. It'll be a new person. It'll be a new us leaving.
Yeah.
And it's been a real cosmic pleasure having you here, LARAAJI, at Afro Tuesdays. We look forward to bringing you back in the near future, in the very near future. And we look forward to hearing more about your upcoming events, where you'll be sharing your meditations, where you'll be sharing music, where you'll be sharing your ruminations, all of these things. We're looking forward to that. And also, everybody follow that LARAAJI blogspot.com. Follow
Yes.
that, please. Make sure you check out his list, his information, where you can get the recordings, his events, when they're coming up, where they'll be. Check that out. Also, follow through on the PayPal and send a donation because it's always really important to support artists, especially in this time period, as I mentioned before, during the lockdown, because that's what the lockdown has most affected, artists. Well, it's affected everybody who's working, but it's really going at artists because artists are the avenues through which they would connect with their communities have been temporarily shut down. So if we want to see, as I said before, art thriving, and we don't want to see it thriving, we want to see it thriving to a higher degree. We want to see it bouncing off the walls and jumping off the ceilings. We want to see that as we come to the other side of this rainbow. So we want to envision that, but we want to be supporting the artists as much as possible through this time period and looking forward to an expansion, even greater art happening, more activity. We want to see people really communicating, really in touch, not isolating. We want to see people coming together. And art is for that purpose. So please, support the artists, support the arts. The arts are absolutely essential. I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it. Arts are the essential thing. And the lockdown has literally chosen another path on that. But I would say over and over again that the most essential thing is arts. So thank you for supporting this. Thank you for supporting LARAAJI. Thank you for supporting Afro Tuesdays. We'll be back with you in 2 weeks. Please follow Afro Tuesdays on Facebook. If you're not on the mailing list, send an email to me, kevinandbeer@hotmail.com. I will make sure you're on the mailing list. I want to thank Susan Macaluso, the director of God of Riverside. I want to thank the whole staff and community at God of Riverside. I want to thank Amanda Hopper, who's been with us here, making sure that it's flowing all night long. I want to thank Gregory Cage, and I want to thank all of you, each and every one of you, for coming out tonight. And we'll see you again. Have a wonderful night wherever you are. Wishing you great health, great strong immunity, great abundance and prosperity. Wish you all these things and laughter. So, and we'll see you again. LARAAJI, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Hello forever.
Amanda, are you there?
I am.
Take it away, baby.
All right, everyone have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us, and hello forever. Good night, everyone.
Thank you all so much.
Hi,
Thank you, LARAAJI. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Hi, friends. Familiar faces.
Yeah. Wow, it's great to see you all. Hi, Ann.
Hey, love.
Hi, Michiko.
Bye.
Hi, Lance.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Hey, LARAAJI.
Hey.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. See you in 2 weeks.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Yes.
Peace, everyone.
All
Peace
right.
and love.
Stay blessed, everybody.